Alright, welcome back everyone. Welcome back to part 2 of our Rust for the Absolute Beginner tutorial series. And today we'll be talking about variables and mutability. Yeah, so let's get started right away. Alright, before we get started, be sure to like this video so that this will help push the video to more people and let them know about Rust as well. And also remember to subscribe so that you do not miss out any new videos from us. Yeah, so let's get started. Alright, first let's talk about variables in Rust. Right, so we are back in our new underscore project that we have created from our part 1 of this tutorial series. Right, let's remove this and let's start by writing some code. First, we're going to create a new variable called count. All right, so what we have typed here, let count equals to 5. So what this line does basically creates the variable name count, and we are binding the value 5, yeah, to it. All right, and you can see that VS Code automatically infers that this is an integer. And by default, variables in Rust, right, are immutable, right? So this means that they cannot be changed once you have created it. So for example, if we try to say count equals to 10, and if we save it, right, you'll see that VS Code already tells you there's an error because, right, the count is immutable, which means that it cannot be changed or it cannot be mutated. So for example, if we go to terminal and if we try to build it, right, by using cargo build, we will get the same error as well. Yeah, cannot assign twice to immutable variable count. Yeah, which means that Rust is telling us that count cannot be changed. Yeah, so to get around that, or rather to make count mutable, that means that count can be changed, right? Let's go back to our VS Code and see how we can do that. So to make count mutable, okay, we can say let mute, M-U-T. Okay, we can use the mute keyword here, which is short for mutable, right? Let mute count, which is the name of our variable, and the value we want to bind to count, which is 5 over here, and save. And now you see that the error is gone. Yeah, so once again, if we go back to terminal and let's try to build this again using cargo build. Well, wait for it. Right, you can see that there's no more errors. Yeah. Right, let's go back to VS Code. All right, so this mutability and immutability in Rust, right, it forces you, or rather, I would like to say that it enables you to really think, yeah, about what things should be allowed to change since everything is immutable by default. Yeah, so for example, if you are developing a game, right, maybe things like the maximum health of a specific monster, say max HP monster 1, should not change, yeah, of a normal monster, yeah, for example, yeah. Now, in addition to immutable variables, right, Rust also has constants, right? So just like immutable variables, constants are also immutable by default, okay? But there is one main difference between constants and immutable variables. Constants are always immutable, right? Let's take a look at how we can create and define a constant. So we can do so by using the const keyword, which is short for constant. Yeah, and we can say, for example, level required to awaken equals to 99. Save that. Yeah, I mean, for example, if you're creating a game, yeah, this might be something you need. And you can see that for a constant, we need a type. So let's do maybe I32. Okay, a constant is always immutable. So watch what happens if you try to add the mute keyword here. Right, save that. And you'll see that VS Code is telling us that, hey, constants cannot be mutable, and you cannot use the mute keyword with it. Yeah. So if we go back to terminal, right? And if we try to build it, right, it will tell us the same error. Yeah. Cannot be mutable. All right. So as you can see, constants are really good for things that once you have defined or created, right, they shouldn't change at all throughout the lifetime of your, or rather throughout the entire runtime of your program. So for example, if you are creating a game, things like your minimum level, right, or even things like your maximum level, yeah, those things shouldn't change at all. All right, next we're going to touch on scope and shadowing. Yeah, these are very two important concepts that I feel that requires or deserves more explanation. Yeah.